Welcome to Reading the Bible with Pastor. Today we're on Exodus chapter 28. We've been reading about the making of the tabernacle, but someone has to make use of the tabernacle, and that is where the priests come in. Here in chapter 28, we're going to read about the garments given to the priests that are made specifically for the priests as they're set aside to serve God and the people of Israel. Then bring near to you Aaron, your brother, and his sons with him, from among the people of Israel, to serve me as priests. Aaron and Aaron's sons, Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. And you shall make holy garments for Aaron your brother, for glory and for beauty. So these garments are supposed to look pretty, beautiful, but also show forth the glory of God. You shall speak to all the skillful, in whom I have filled with the spirit of skill, that they make Aaron's garments to consecrate him for my priesthood. And so this reminds us that this process of building the tabernacle is not just the work of the priests, but the work of the whole people of Israel. All their skills, their vocations go into this tabernacle and show forth that all of God's people are needed to worship the Lord. These are the garments that they shall make: a breastpiece, an ephod, a robe, a coat of checker work, a turban, and a sash. And they shall make holy garments for Aaron your brother and his sons to serve me as priests. They shall receive gold, blue, and purple and scarlet yarns, and fine twined linen. These yarns and linen are the same things that were used in the tabernacle, covering the Holy of Holies, the entrance to the tabernacle, and showing forth that these priests are an integral part of the workings of the tabernacle. And they shall make the ephod of gold, of purple, and blue, and purple and scarlet yarns, and of fine twined linen, skillfully worked. It shall have 2 shoulder pieces attached to its edges, so that it may be joined together. And skillfully woven band on it shall be made like it, and be of one piece with it, of gold, blue, and purple and scarlet yarns, and fine twined linen. Now, there's going to be a lot of detail in this, and I'm going to attach at the end a video that kind of shows forth an example of what this garment may have looked like. Now, there's many different interpretations, but this will give you an idea of what it may look like. Again, that's a link at the end of the video. You shall take 2 onyx stones and engrave on them the names of the sons of Israel, 6 of their names on the one stone, and the names of the remaining 6 on the other stone, in the order of their birth. As a jeweler engraves signets, so shall you engrave the 2 stones with the names of the sons of Israel. You shall enclose them in settings of gold filigree, and you shall set the 2 stones on the shoulder pieces of the ephod, as stones of remembrance for the sons of Israel. And Aaron shall bear their names before the Lord on his 2 shoulders for remembrance. You shall make settings of gold filigree, and 2 chains of pure gold, twisted like cords, and you shall attach the corded chains to the settings. So we see that the names of the sons of Israel are placed upon the priest's shoulders, 6 on one side, 6 on the other, symbolizing that the high priest is bearing the burden of the whole people of Israel there before God. You shall make a breastpiece of judgment, in skilled work, in the style of an ephod. You shall make it, of gold, blue, and purple, and scarlet yarns, and fine twined linen shall you make it. It shall be square and doubled, a span its length, and a span its breadth. Now, a span is about the length of a hand, or about 9 inches. You shall set in it 4 rows of stones. A row of sardius, topaz, and carbuncle shall be the first row, and the second row an emerald, a sapphire, and a diamond, and the third row a jacinth, an agate, and an amethyst, and the 4th row a beryl, an onyx, and a jasper. They shall be set in gold filigree. There shall be 12 stones with names according to the names of the sons of Israel. They shall be like signets, each engraved with its name, for the 12 tribes. And you shall make for the breastpiece twisted chains like cords of pure gold. And you shall make for the breastpiece 2 rings of gold, and put the 2 rings on the 2 edges of the breastpiece. and you shall put the 2 cords of gold and the 2 rings at the edges of the breastpiece. To the 2 ends of the 2 cords you shall attach the 2 settings of filigree, and so attach it in front to the shoulder pieces of the ephod. You shall make 2 rings of gold and put them at the 2 ends of the breastpiece on its inside edge next to the ephod. And you shall make 2 rings of gold and attach them in the front of the lower part of the 2 shoulder pieces of the ephod, at its seam above the skillfully woven band of the ephod. And they shall bind the breastpiece by its rings to the rings of the ephod with a lace of blue, so that it may lie on the skillfully woven band of the ephod, so that the breastpiece shall not come loose from the ephod. So Aaron shall bear the names of the sons of Israel in the breastpiece of judgment on his heart, when he goes into the holy place to bring them to regular remembrance before the Lord. And in the breastpiece of judgment you shall put the Urim and the Thummim, and they shall be on Aaron's heart, when he goes in before the Lord. Thus Aaron shall bear the judgment of the people of Israel on his heart before the Lord regularly. Now these 2 stones, the Urim and Thummim, are used to cast lots to determine God's judgment. And God will ask the people of Israel during the Exodus and other times to cast lots to determine what to do or who has done wrong. And so they're placed in the breastpiece of judgment, showing that is where those 2 stones determine the judgment of the Lord. We'll pick up next time with Exodus chapter 28 and finish up the garments of the priests, starting at verse 31. As always, please subscribe to the channel and share this with others so that they may also read the Bible with Pastor.